no sia aboy mamu ina ajo emamu akwa benyume edmoba KFM TV so ende October bosme ne da etosu ediono ewa fimpinu ni ediono enumu enyume emre asusen sama yabo ano efiye manu ye ninia ebeso mo senu sia kase wo KFM TV ni so enyume sem no edosu ye papa na mekai wo se dwumeko bi adaruma na enyume wo mo esomasne Maame Esi Nkrumah ebeso mo asida PSA enkonfama KFM Musical Center ane sa ope combo speaker microphone instrument biano woodweni etwemo KFM Musical Center share wonsa ebetini akani ne bi uba na ekopiem ewa santemantema womo ewa edum womo ne Sambra Hotel no ane bon hwenim uba nkramantem so a womo ewa ka zongole ne enu tubetimi edweni atwemo ewa KFM Musical Center share no akoju instrument ya papa ebono so eda form boko nyume wo mo so yasne ma ede kase boy ye de beso mo sa enso so ani ye beda ke talent microfinance ye beda omo so access o maboa manipa dodo na esikasem ejina ne nan so ye papa eno nti se wo ye ankranko nyume ko sorry na mo pe baby ede musika esie no eye nyume me kan for talent microfinance ede amamo ehosa dadaba tech hub enso eton phones ene ho akande bia se ope Infinix iPhone Samsung yam Techno ni na wodweni etwemu ewo dadaba tech hub wonsa ebeka sa phones ni na ebi ho ebo no so eda phone boko adeshima ba enwume dwumeko we adaroma no mo so masne ma medeka se mede ebeso mo nsem no edo so ye papa na enwume di mo akotini ebi enese eye aspirant edema the New Patriotic Party Dr. Mahmoud Baumia and they do what in sembing abetuja wo chem se Yankopon boano na eye wo be ma pani e wo my Ghana ho be bo ma afibia no wo mo de eye meeting ahihye so no be bo ma party no etimi akona ni me de mu nsem enwume ye de ebeba beso mo sa enso so na galam say aye boy homodin say ye be kon etia no kopiem e wo achimansa eno abetodwa se nipa besen wo twede wo mu nsa etimi aso wo mu a eye wo mo no ma na akade a wo de galam say no so dodo na wo matimi agege no so enwume ye de mu nsem ye de ebeba besom ye de dwede nsem ebeka ho e de ama Professor Ba Boaten e de kokobo e de kwama Bank of Ghana penifo a wo chem say ye sidi na wo mo esesa no no e ya de a ma Ghana economy no entimi enjira nan so ye kra eno so enwume ye de mu ntwemu ye de ebesom wo hosa ye de eni gede nsem ebeka ho e de ama Ola Michael enso de adese de to asante hene otumfo say to the second enim say Daddy Lumba eye ne yimu mienu a ho nsem twa e wo my Ghana ha no kebe ya wontimi enfa na no entum bi na no enfa sumdwe mapa entimi embro my Ghana ha say enwume ye bedo sansem no mo esuko e de ama adeshima ba weni nsem ne afufropi ayabo ano ayede ebeso mo se no si akase wo KFM TV ne so mekai wo se enwume nsem no etwego ewe abefontentam video ne so Facebook any YouTube KFM TV GH and YouTube betimi ahwebi na wa share na wa like na wa dwenche no so de go ase ama me kama kenkan fo a enwume wo temenka no edin a meje so eni Maame Esi Nkrumah medan me ho sema ba me ba nsem no me hya ase ede ama adeshima ba yeguso a emamu ina akwa ba edam asese enwume muguso etimu TV ne ho a mo hwe no nsi akase wo KFM TV ne so na mekoso kai wo se enwume nsem no etwego ewe abefontentam fidie ne so Facebook and YouTube KFM TV GH and to betimi ahwebi na wa share na wa like na wa dwenche no so de egu ase ama me kama me shensem na se enwume ede ama ode a eye Dr. Mahmoud Baumia wo no na oye ankane ma pani dada na bedi etwe na wono so ede nsem bi abetudwa wo hwe nim se eye 2028 abato aye beto e wo my Ghana ha no wo betimi etu franka ede ama the New Patriotic Party NPP amani okono na Dr. Mahmoud Baumia ede abetudwa wo chem se wono de nkunimde ekoma na obebo ne humode ma party wetimi epegyamu ye papa watch say afibia no or the constituency meeting ebe hihye so awo gidi say eno ade bia say timi koso a ebeboa ama bibia no NPP amenu ko no etimi akoninim ehosa na noma ne akade bia ebeboa ama man etimi tumpon no eno so ebetimi aboa ehosa Dr. Mahmoud Baumia wono ana ogina simpie ene apaso wo desansen na etudwenwume KFM TV yeso yedibi esomo ewono nsiakase no eso
me so me pese nyame adom yenya kwan at least usually said etie no we were buying more president enya adage and making meetings with the grassroots me pese ye regular meetings said na president ekofo ye town hall meetings no me pese me ye town hall meetings with the grassroots every year one meeting me babanda ha as president na matie adia eldama koma so ena me de saade no akoye ejuma enti ye de me the presidency no ba abe shemonsa as grassroots people na mo akankyere me adia ehiamo na makọ Jubilee House akoye saade no ama mo nyina enti we nyina me pese ye ebeboa nyina na de puntu bebre so aba na ye nyina so ye nya chefa na edidija no so aba form kokrudu
nunti semwe anna ankane mampeni abedieche Dr. Mahmoud Baumia wode abetu dwa eho ayenso yede bi abesomo yede wo free sansem mu de do kopiem ehon sem fofomu mrahye bedwane edema old tafo abaton peso so onmunyafo Vincent Eko asafo awono so eden sem bi abetu dwa wode ekwama the New Patriotic Party NPP amenu ko na wo chimsen kebe ya NPP amenu ko no mombo modern na 2028 abato a yebeto ewo my Ghana han wo na nkunimdie mapa entimi enkonfa mo no mo mbedi o my Ghana so na no ade bia bibia no ebetimi aboaye papa onmonya for Vincent Eko asafo anesema wode etu dwa na nyume yenso yedi bi esomo
broken the 8 or it was difficult for us to break the 8. Understood? Let's understand that perspective. But as a serious political party, what we do from now, because we know say elections a process, it's not an event that you wait till 2024 and go and win an election. You have to start from now and see what will happen tomorrow. And then I'm not telling them about even UK and other places. How many of us even pick our phone to even post MPP or even defend something MPP on our social media platforms? NBC we need social media because Nipa Bako Otilifa the phone who are creating about 20 different fake accounts. To the and say Asamba Koba no they tweety and also they cancel at the party home. Then if you know say, hey, MPP Krano, so you. We ourselves have even failed to do that. And I think that young people know we should be able to take social media as one of the strategic means for us to be able to bounce back as a party. Social media will play 40-50% of the 2028 elections. If we lose there, we have a problem as well. After the 31st January elections, the best say, and they say, yeah, waha, it be supported by Umia. It is okay. It be supported Ken. It is okay. We are all party people. Obi oni me political lineage biano, and him say, me normal nam napo. Inti me ne Ken. To say that na opo ne Ken to say no. But he knows I cannot support him, not because I don't like him. But me jina baby answer your day and Ken who has boneda. It is because after the elections, we want to come together to win the 2028 elections. It's the best film. Yako yanimno. Yankasa and also making sure say they win the 2028 elections. And yes, idea, we are going to have His Excellency Siedu Nketia. Thank you so much, Madam
Ebusiafo enu nti eye mrahye bedwani edima old tafo abato mpeso aso onmonya for Vincent Ekol asafo awo no anodin semwe etudwa KFM TV enyume yensu yedi bi abesom ne edo efri sansem ne mo na edo akonsem fofom dia eyedom kuma no ba no deni onmonya for Alexander afenyoma kensu kopie mu ewefutu abato mpeso aso a wono anoye mrahye bedwani elhosa ne enyume wodin sembi abetudwa wode kwama eyembebunu a wo mu ewozongo communities ahodo a ewo oman mu ene Ghana memunu nyina sen ebeya bibia no wo mo embo mo homoden na eyenwuma pa integrity excellence and transformation entimi mbro mo ye papa na se bibisa akoso a eyade ebetimi aboa ma bibia no oman no etimi etumpon no mo mebunu no soso wo mo ho etimi atomo onmonya for Alexander afenyoma kenso no ana wode nsemwe etudwa wode kwa Amazongo community se yembebunu a wo mo ewo ho.
So an initiative like this is welcome, and the issue you raise about the Zongo communities is not easy at all. The time has come for us to stay away from the language of I have my Zongo boys. The time has come for all of us to stay away from that language of I have Zongo boys. So you have Zongo boys, you are going to bring them to do what? But the time must also come for us to say, I have a Krachifo from Zongo. I have in Rabafo, that you'll be proud that you have invested in them, so that there would be a better inclusive country where equal opportunity is felt and experienced by all.
Identity ma Ghana Mayua ebunu teach you one hour free extreme 1 hour free marginalized communities and as a communities obi oho wa akra ha say companies aye ha ma the proximity and as the closeness to institutions, to TV stations, to the lights, to all the infrastructure na ebe man na confident obi nso so ho ofri mi mo shizongo ene eba ebi anye mprempren mu say ya wonhia lawyer da onhia obi a odimu ohun mpanyimfo ana ne ho po chechecheche opebe bi de no ho akotete ye pese e man teteye e wo communities no ma e mayo anu nso benya ebe very confident o benya akokoduro a ye kase ye pe mama ma di domanim ye pe mama ma asiesie community no through leadership o nso betu o ho asie o se ebetima ye.
Additional benunti dom kuma no banu deni onmonya for Alexander afenyoma kezo ni mpenifo binimu a wo mo ewo NPP ameni okon no ana nyume wo mo den semwe ebetu dwa hosa yede wo efri sansem ne mo na yede wo akonsem from dia eye owura Dr. Vincent eye Evans Dua wo ye researcher e the New Patriotic Party eye wo mo flag bearer post no na no anode abetu dwa wo chim se eye 2026 prime minister mo de be hihye no no de wontimi enkase wo bi support and I say wo eye we bi a wo di eche da bi da wo hwe se eye de nkunim de be kwama no and obedi party no enim no de wontimi enkase we and support na na say we and supporting same way and Dr. Evans Dua enyume wo de abetu dwa.
Member, I am actually an interested party. Now, being an interested party here is a matter of within the MPP, what are the delegates actually saying? So the first polls that we did, if you looked at all my media engagement or my public engagement, it was the fact that Camp A had called me, Camp B had called me. And I needed to make a decision if I'm joining Camp A or Camp B. The research was done for my own decision. In other words, with no engagement with Camp A or with Camp B. And then I went on to do, so the first one we did was 8,000, which was not public. And then I increased it further to 20,000. And when I did the 8,000, I saw some pattern I had not expected. Then I went to 20,000. Then I saw that same pattern. That is when we made it public. As of today, have I decided? Not yet, because as I mentioned, it's not predictive. It is actually as at a period. So I did a second one with my team. And the reason why we did a second one was to realize that are we having the same winning team winning again? Because I need to make a decision. And eventually, I can say it on record. I have not taken any penny, and anybody who knows me very well. Credibility is very important when it comes to some of these things. Do I have friends in Camp A? Yes, I have friends. Do I have friends in Camp B? Yes, I have friends. Do I have friends in Camp C, Camp D? I have friends because I'm an MPP member. And in fact, if there is any bias, I came from the root of John Nkrumah. I was more like a friend or an aide to John Nkrumah. So if you know where John Nkrumah stands, then there's a certain camp John Nkrumah was with. And anybody who saw, even during the December, I did videos campaigning vigorously for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. So if anything, there is a camp that I may be identified with already. However, I decided not to do Camp A, Camp B. But let's objectively, and I'll quote Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia for this. We should be driven by data. And if I'm to make a decision, and I'm making a decision on something, then I need to make it based on data. So therefore, we go and then we go to do the research. Now, what are the biases that can happen in some of these research? The biases are very simple. You go and do such a research, and if anybody has paid you for it, you'd want to do that in favor of that person. But when you are doing this with your own resources, and you are making a decision for yourself, you don't want to do something to deceive your own self to make a wrong choice if you have to. I don't know if you get where I'm coming from. So basically, I am officially not yet with any camp. Not yet. And I'm saying that because this research was supposed to drive towards decision.
Ebusiafo enu ti Dr. Evans Gia wono anode nsemwe etudwane nsem no wan fence wa wasan edit tudwa bi ma wo chim se eye 2026 womo eye primacy womo de be hyehye so no wom post ni ade a womo de egu kwam no ni bia se Dr. eye Kennedy e Japan wono ana olidi party no na wodi eye Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia enma womo hwe nim se bi beba nsisan e betimi abana se sia sa post a wo conduct no eye Kennedy Japan wono ana wo lady.
One thing is very clear. For Honorable Kennedy Ohine Japan, momentum is on his side and you can see he's gaining. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is also gaining momentum, but one for Honorable Kennedy Ohine Japan looks significant, Bawumia looks marginal. Dr. Brian Champon may have to work more because he was gaining momentum and has dropped in momentum with the delegates. Dr. Oseduchum is now the one who's also gaining momentum. In terms of percentage, he's having a lot of momentum too on his side. But both of them, you can see that at the end of the day, it becomes still a two-horse race. The other people can consolidate, but at the end of the day, it's between Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and then Honorable Kennedy Ohine Japan. What would make the main difference is about the swing regions. Bno East Ahafo. That place has to be decided carefully. There has to be some coalition that has to be done. And we are hoping that there will not be a runoff because some of the candidates, especially with the research, it shows that there is some candidates that can cross the 50+1. And I think that what has to be done at this very moment is that Honorable Kennedy Ohine Japan at this moment is the one for September who is capable of crossing the 50+1.
Ebusiafo enu nti nsemwe ana Dr. Evans Dua wode etudwema woni nsemtwofo shaya woni womo etwetwen koma na KFM TV enwumei yeso ye dibi abesomo ewo no siakase no so ye de wo every sansem no na de wa consent from their Dr. Samuel Aye wono so e de abetudwa wo chese ope amani okwo e wo my Ghana ha mbebunu edom ye wo modi wo mo akoma ene wo mwe na ahyemu a eye the National Democratic Congress NDC amani okwo ne sanse wo mo factor ba kwa eboa ma bibia no mbebunu etimi edi wo echi bebre no eye wo mo education wo mo san bia enwuma eno eye wo mo key initiative a abibia no womutimi edi eyembebunu ni sunkunim ewo my Ghana ha no aboa ma mbebunu dodo na ewo my Ghana ha no womutimi edi wo mo ho adom the National Democratic Congress NDC amenioko no ewo my Ghana semwe ana Dr. Samuel Aye wode abetudwe nyume yenso ye de bi esomo
party that resonates with young people is the NDC, and my senior brother obviously. Yes, definitely. It's the NDC that has given a lot of opportunities to many young people. The NDC's, appointment presently is made up of 60% of young people.
Indeed.
I can mention Good Board, Lawyer Sameja Mfi, NPA, Lawyer Doji Tamaklo, NIA, Yaira Kuku. You know, I can go on and on and on and on. Some of us are sitting here, Kudeta Blackwa, my boss, the Honorable Felix Kwacho for Sue. So you understand the point. Beatrice Annan, and what have you. As I sit here, I'm a very young person. But the NDC has appointed me to occupy a big position in government.
Oh, you admit it's big.
Of course. Of course. How many political parties can boast of this opportunity that the NDC gives to young people?
Right.
And so it's reflected in the election in 2024. The young people constitute 62%. Look at the votes we got. Can you honestly tell me that significant portions of the young people did not vote for the NDC? They voted for the NDC because the NDC presented a front that resonated with them. We spoke about job creation. We spoke about bridging the inequality in education. We spoke about human capital development. All these things have something to do with young people.
Right.
You understand the point? And so I believe that going forward, just like we have always intimated, the NDC is the party for young people. And we will put in place every measure to endear young people towards us.
Very well.
And so the NDC is for young people, and we need to put that very clear on this platform.
Dr. Samuel Aye wode abetu dwunyume KFM TV enso yedi bi abesomo yegyina ne nsemi so na yetwa ye ho akwaje aboafo nkrato abaye ba nsem ne do so na nyumre meto aso ede amon.
Medo benami Ghana duko duaja ple ho duko kata. Mie chonyanyi adeve na micho Talent Microfinance Limited Gajarupa. Mie wana susu savings, adishare, school for cashback ple bubwa okata. Nyebe egajom de miagbo la letie tomegbeko ateun ahoga dodo. Kene nyebe egajom vivi la nyebe ogahia ola ateun ava de ogai kene hia fa.
Kane nyebe mi foncho mi afa jom yo kenye mi afa gadodo nyawa. Business loan elemiashi, church financing elemiashi, salary loan elemiashi, eye bubo li kenye personal loan. Nyebe mi foncho business loan a enye gadodo ikemie nana asichalao. Nyebe washigba keke alum eleswe we have talent ni pepegede nwo nenye washigba leswe a ne woge wo kekegede ji to talent pomo nuome nenye be mi foncho mi afa salary loan a enye gado mo wike mi vuna mi afa jirudu dola nke ga nyu he ya va talent wo payslip pe bank statement ye kwenye nwi hia o na kokko ho salary loan le rate mi to keke akeji church financier personal loan va nenye habobo masoli hama eji fufofo sankuo jitao olila ashibobwe kekeake mie flegeno na no hem vi choji nto jinwade vare kwereka mpopo kai ganyu heya talent kuna pohe ya ole chagbagba na do tare talent bena wo gado monwa anobobwe nami akpenami
Etibe ya nyafi ke talent la.
Talent Microfinance Jengo Amegan Shipe Ape Letina Tejipo Hotami.
Miape Kapomo enya 050-129-1298. Hello 050-128-9119. Talent Oga Kwamanu Banto.
Talent Microfinance, your channel of wealth.
Yo, I'm a for and I am a kwaba at the bar, a KFM musical shopper. The Tosumi, no, who free a Kumasa Macom that Damono, a sunny at the bar at Gumuno, Sabran Udu, a Sambra Junction, Sambra Hotel, Quantana Sope. Now shop no any Sambra Hotel and the Dinsha anymore. Would the free Sambra Hotel, a wood sunny at the co, Nankane and Hagan Hono, Annie, a ho and a KFM musical shop. deɛ ɛtɔ so mmienu yɛabie ne foforɔ na deɛ ɛka ne sɛ mfidie papapa ɛtumi kyɛ deɛ wode yɛ asɔre deɛ wode goro agorɔ ahodoɔ dwumadeɛ bi a wodi a wobɛhia ɛyɛ mfidie mekyerɛ musical instrument bia no ɛyɛ KFM enti wɔ se Ghana muntie Asanteman muntie ɛyɛ KFM musical shop ana sabre yabie no foforo mu no kyan ɛwɔ Prempeh the 2nd Street wofiri Old Mecom down na wo sane ɛde kɔ adum no ane udu Sambra Hotel kwanta no so na wadane onsa nifa so ɔhɔ ana KFM musical shop yi ɛwɔ yɛne Sambra Hotel ana ɛhwɛ animu yɛtwa wo abrebia
nyina me se sɛ bɛyɛ proud anaasɛ mɛyɛ dwa mɛfiri kumasi ebi KFM instrument store obi bisa sɛ asɛ bɔ mɛnfo deɛ a woto no a wɔne nsi da wode nneɛma papa egyina w'anim na wɔto no wotumi sɛ yes wɔto no biribi aka wakoma ne nyinaa firi KFM instrument store kumasi ebi sɛ megyina hɔ na meto nnwom a metumi nya ahomeka fi sɛ mfidi papa no anim na megyina no wobɛtena yɛ kɔma yɛde wo sika na adwa nanka kanew nsanko yi
for Eguso, I'm among Aquaba, Edam, say you may Mugusu, Etmu TV, no motion, no Siakase, or KFM TV, so make also Eka was saying you may seminal a trego away Abe Fontaine and video, so Facebook, any YouTube, a KFM TV, channel to bet me, Ashebi. Now I share, now I like, now I drink channel, so would you go say, Amame, Kama, Metuan Semne, so Eddie, Amaudia, Dr. Palgrave, a Yabuache, Wokan, the new Patriotic Party, NPP, Amenio Kono, now what. The Abetujua watch him say, Alan Kojo Tremantin, any party movement for change as there was said, United Party no, watch him say, no air this year, there can say, demand a new patriotic party, NPP Amenio Kono, Esan say, so Mutimi Eshe no, Noma Dada Bia, or more Eshasiano, or Mutimi San Kofano Musie na Ebois, a debate me Abuama Bibiano party no. It's me akone nimne nkunim de mapa it's me akọ ede amomanunti eye Dr. Palgrave wono anodin semwe abetudwa nwumeyen so ye de bi esomo.
A fruit does not fall too far away from its tree. It clearly tells us that there are some deep concerns within the party that we need to look at. Alan Tremantin is reminding us as a party that we need to go back to our roots and our values. And for me, it clearly represents that in the upcoming restructuring and rebuilding of the party, and with the surgence of our new flag bearer, Kennedy Japan, who I'm confident would win the 31st January election, is a clear reminder that we need to go back to the basics of where we started from. And I'm in no doubt in my mind that the way CPP ended, CPP was short-lived. It lived with Dr. Maame Esi Nkrumah. Now we have members of CPP who are serving in the government of Dr. You are aware that there are a lot of people in CPP that are serving in John Dramani Mahamad's government. So, I mean, we are not threatened at all by UPP. We would wish them well. I am not too sure that it would live beyond Alan Kojo Tremantin, as we saw with CPP. His percentage, even in the election, could tell that he's a founding member of the New Patriotic Party. We would welcome him back into the party. I'm confident that when Kennedy becomes the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party and we have a new change and a new fresh ideas, Alan Kojo Tremantin would be a formidable person that will be part of the reconstruction of this party.
That might be difficult. Now he's officially registered a political party.
That's what I said. I mean, I hold it very clearly that a fruit does not fall too far away from its tree. And if you look at it, he's not too driven away from what, as a new patriotic party, we have stood for over the years, and the party has gone through various transitions. And I mean, his starting of the UPP, which is the UP Plus, clearly indicates that he wants to send a strong signal to the new patriotic party that we must be reminded of where we have come from as a political party, and make sure that we don't drift away from it. It also clearly tells you that the cracks that are within the party are too deep, that we need to be able to immediately remend it and rebuild it, and which is why this rebuilding agenda is very key, because unity is very important. I mean, clearly it's not a problem, but I don't see the long life of this UPP that has been set up. We are a strong united party from the pre-independence era. We predicted independence from 1947 when we formed the UGCC, went through the various transitions as a political party, and here we are now. 1992 we formed our party, and it's been in existence for 33 years. It's strong. It's not one that in a few months will be able to go away. And in the moral fabric of the Ghanaian democracy, there's no way anybody can take away the involvement and the participation of the new patriotic party. We've produced two presidents, John Agyekum Kufuor, and we've produced Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, whose legacies transcend beyond the government. It's now become a civic responsibility of the Ghanaian people.
We are finding in some way, and Dr. Palgrave, what they are to you, and you make FM TV. Yes, you be a somewhere. I will know. See, I can see and see the war to answer. So, I concern for any media. A minister for education on Munyam for Harun Edrisu, and the day Wabana Eco Pimo Presbyterian Boys Senior High School, Presec, Legon, and there Anna Fresh see a year Womuna Eco Sukumo, and I'm a Harun Edrisu Eco Pimo Horna, what they send be to be a watch him say a year school placement no in penny for Eden Shishepa, a good crime say one more a year, dear no motion woman san canon penny for a day in Shisha, a good crime say, Sadi and won't bet me, Asher no Masano. Na bibiano suku ni biano obetimi ensa eka de na kuma epe ewo my Ghana same way ana Harun Idrisu wo de abetu yenwumeye so ye de bi esomo
an assessment and have a feel myself what parents are going through. I have observed that some parents are unhappy, justified. Some students are unhappy, justified, because he chose a particular course, science, and was given general arts or business. That would be a disincentive even for that child to study hard and go interest. So it means that the computerized placement system is not working well in the country, and I'm happy to review it. I'll put in place a committee to review its performance over the decade and then give me a credible alternative. What we need is meritorious admission. I mean, nobody would accept that you get a basis, you can't get a spot your first choice. What can explain that? It cannot be explained because that candidate has been pushed away by protocol. That's unfair. And we'll look into that, and we'll look very closely to that and see what we do. So my assessment here is that classrooms not adequate, dormitories not adequate, laboratories insufficient.
We see our final same way and a Harun Idrisu what they abetu yenwumeye so ye de bi abesom ye de wo to ansem so concern from there a senior high schools ahodo and the ye form 1 for no mo e ko sha se wo my Ghana hano e school for dodo na ende ana omu kom schools ahodo mu eno enam so ma hye bedwani e de ma adihye a womo ewo secondary abato mpeso so onmonya for blay nyameche eye ama wabone humode car ebesu and the free transportation, bus transportation or the abesiwa eye suku for ahodo na ekofofra eno ebeboa ama wo mu destination no etimi akoso de amamon same way and mashebedwani e de ma adihye ya womo ewo secondary abato mpeso so no wode etu eja.
They shouldn't be worried about paying lorry fares anymore. We know that some of them have begun the year by getting transport arrangement for their children, but we are expecting them after Christmas. This arrangement will be abrogated or cancelled so that they will join the regular bus that the MP is putting up for them, and they should make good use of it and then save some money for their household. Just to make good use of the opportunity that are coming their way, because Lawyer Blay came in and then said education is his priority, and then he's putting all the effort into it. He's giving out 300,000 exercise book. He's giving trunks and chobuses to the boarders, and then now he's giving the free buses to the day students as well. So my advice to the parent and the student is to make good use of it by putting in their effort to make come out successfully out of education. We are financing this mainly from my personal resources, but we've set up the educational fund to encourage people to donate into the fund as well, so that we can keep it going. This is a long-term project. As long as I am the MP for Secondary, this project is going to run. And if by God's grace my successor is an NDC MP as well, we're just going to create the facilities and funds for that MP to be able to sustain it for the foreseeable future. Yes. We are running 3 buses. One is heading towards Takwari, the other one heading towards Kansero, Diabeni, and the other one is heading towards Shama. And they have 2 ferry schools, that is pupils in primary, basic education, and secondary school. And then we got one university in New Site, which is CTU. They are also allowed.
Ebusi afano nti mashebe jani edema dishe ya womo ewo sekendi abaton peso aso wano anodin semwe etuje enyume yesu ye dibi abesom ye de wo efri sansem no mo na ye de wo akonsem fofo mu dia executives edema the National Democratic Congress NDC ameni yoko no womo den sem bia betuje omo chem se eye womo 24-hour economy market ha ewo eye odo tobri abaton peso aso no womu yi de efri ho e de akobia efofo no eye Jacob no womu echem se eno eyade bia sesi ade womu a opposi a womoni enje won semwe ana womo so womu di tudwe ma womu ni semchofo hye mu a woni womu etwetwen enkomo
whereby this market is going to be located will not bring any economic importance to the district. We strongly believe such an edifice should be placed at where people will benefit from it. Now, the priority of the GCE is not about the revenue generation, but it's about who convinces you. We cannot sit down, government, to build such an ultramodern market in a place whereby revenue generation will be a problem.
Ebusi afano nti semwe an executives edema the National Democratic Congress NDC ameni yoko no womo de abetuje enyume yesu ye dibi abesomo ne de wo eto ansem ne so enyume na ye de wo akonsem foforo mu dia eye Adams wo ye managing director edema Ghana Water Company Limited eye GWCL na wono so edi abetuje wo chim sesi ade eye Ghana Water Company Limited kwan omo faso a wo mu di treat omo so no sesi ade ensesan kakra abemu a eno eye ade bia bebua ma bibia no eye djuma no etimi akoso na nsemwe ana wode etudwe mra woni nsemtwofo hia woni wo mo etwetwe nkomo ndedwe KFM TV enso enyume yadibi esomo ewo no nsia kase no eso.
Our catchment treatment plans, we have progressively shifted from a predominantly alum regime to carefully selected polymers. This shift is technical and unavoidable. Polymers perform more efficiently at today's stability profile than alum can, but it carries a financial consequences. For example, chemical costs at Berkasi, Odaso, and Konongo in the Asante region has increased by about 400%. Polymer costs more kilograms required to gather dosing control and quality assurance, and often involve relatively high foreign exchange exposure because most of these polymers are imported. We don't produce them locally. So when the foreign exchange fluctuates, it has significant effects as a result of the exchange rate. The mechanical and energy story is similar. Self-loading water shortens service interval, increases spare parts consumption, shrinks standby margins, and add pressure to operating expenditure. Let me state this plainly. Ghana Water Limited is a tariff-regulated utility. We cannot immediately pass sudden costs that surges to consumers, nor do we wish to. Affordability matters, But the gap between regulated revenue and siltation-driven costs stretches the company beyond reasonable limits, and if left unaddressed, threatens the sustainability of our mandate to deliver safe, reliable water. Our proposal, that is the way forward. We propose an upstream solution, a joint 24-month catchment recovery plan focused on 8 priority river bodies feeding our plants. The plan combines riverbank stabilization and revegetation at erosion hotspots targeted, survey-led dredging around intake channels, and coordinated land use compliance and community engagement to protect riparian buffers. Why this make financial sense? Targeted upstream will restore abstraction capacity, reduce treatment challenges, lower specific energy per cubic meter, and extend asset life by cutting abrasive wear. In simple terms, we convert recurring emergencies into planned, high-yield intervention that stabilize production and bend the unit cost curve back towards.
And Managing Director of the Ghana Water Company Limited, what they abetu you KFM TV. Yes, we had be abesomo ye do every sansem no na do akonsem from there. Ye do ekopiem ewo achimase I we poyemantem e operation be a course no enam so emma e illegal miners dodo na aposi for ensaso mu a mo chese e wo mo no ma ne o maka dia wo de ye galamse e wo achimase no sesia de emu dodo na so anampenifo etimi agege a ebiso wo mo asese ne nsem we anampenifo e de etudwa
galamse kona wati mansa no enye okonketwa emu odin but same ye dey see enu so say ye be kokun nti no ye dey see enu so say ye be kopa nti enai so hu ye wa hanu ma ya ba community bi efe no ne be kire ablade apete no ye ba afiti anopa eya se ne nso o ma ye no na enye nika nso ye nso a na utwa uhu abo ene enam eni niema egu ase aye koji wutimi sebinem eni so na to select na ye be mo ka woni na so se ne se e bi si eni so se ye be kono de ye be ku to galamse na se e wa chimansa eni ya joint operation e police eni intelligence eni nabi eni all other stakeholders e kan ho e wo se etimi e de be ku eni galamse e wa ha ti aba yetimi aye most arrest ya chichichi monu anu nanti emi bebre ama omoni ama sunsunsunsu ya chichichi bi SCV bi te se chamfan na esisi nsuo ni so na omode hunu nsuo na omepoto nsuo ni na ya shimi na omo si ya shimi na e so emi ya make arrest nso ayo de no e ko ya so e na wo hwe dwuma ya ye be ye ya ye to so 2 weeks another 2 weeks and you be more motivated so they will come back. Into financiers now finance woman. You better touch resources now. And what are the resources? Resources need be infidie sika any name of the so massive. You be some resources in here. Some of you be motivated that to me and mama time much no financial media.
You have to say the president can say the media ya fiwa ya bakono mpa question mase ni masari for Friday aba ni fiwa na mo for Friday aba but you see at the end ya fatu ho so watch masa say omo badu na so be kudu na ekun bi e be fa so e be pam na fi ha na wo hwe omo kasa omo ka ni se nya chimasa fu ni kasa different na mu nsu yempe Mine need the other 2 years, went to most of the money. Wasn't sure to say you could feel a signal, and you have a pure water and bottle water near to toy the buy. And so sign you lose your am. If you have your best room, when you die, you should eliminate. Money, papa, and you can go to Kata, and you are not Cataso. Not maybe the other brother, the other brother, let's say, go for the best in the crack also.
Ebusia for no tin same way anache man sampeni for wo mod etudwa KFM TV enso ye de bi abesum ye gina so ne adane ye hosima ba me ba me den sem no eko edwadi emu. Edwadi ensemu dia economist Professor Williams Ba Boaten wono eden sembi abetudwe kokobo ana ode kwama Bank of Ghana wochim senkebeya yeside no wo monhwe ma ne ngina bebi egina na sesan no eno ade be ha Ghana economy ni ye papa pesa sentimi ma Ghana economy no entimi engina ne nice nti won de kokobo ana ode kwama Bank of Ghana se wo monhwe ma Ghana yeside no entimi engina ne nice se ne be ya bibia no ebetimi aboa mo man no enso etimi akona nim na yesikasem etimi egina ne nice ye papa na ode nsem we etudwa ye nde October bosminida etosu eduonu ewa fimpinu ni eduonu ennumo eho ana Professor Williams Babu atin wode nsem we na etudwa wode ekwama Ghana eye Bank of Ghana mpeni for so omohwe magana yesidi no entimi engina ne nice ye papa ebusia for nsem we an economist eye Professor Williams Babu atin wode abetudwa nyume KFM TV enso yedi bi abesumo ewe dwedi nsem no emomigina so na me de dwedi nsem no aba na wie na madane me ho sema aba me ba me de nsem no eko enigede emu. Yeah, den sem no ekwa ni je den sem mudia Ghanaian media personality ba kwa friend say Ola Michael and they do one so e dey adesede kese na ode to asante hene otumfo say to the second wodi to nenima watch say Daddy Lumba wenya ni baby konechi ensem a abeto my Ghana yapno so bibia twene sese ni abasani ni ane say Daddy Lumba ne yimu mienu ma wo mo twen wo my Ghana e fa Daddy Lumba hono enke asante hene otumfo say to the second one hwe no ntimi emfa na no entum bi na din ento din na asumdwe mapa entimi biem ne emfa asumdwe entimi enkope Daddy Lumba na chi krabe ewo my Ghana hansem we anola Michael wono so wode atudwa wode kwama asante hene otumfo say to the second
last week can I say o pese e ka court ka say way wo ware no ye ngu no etu ye full stop and I say court gas say what there be yenya adanse die bi wo register bi say o ja be ma no wo na kwaso full stop na no wato na adan so be boa ma Priscilla Broni eso be say oh na me so me ne papa ne ya wa rearrangement bi ya no so ni court mo hwe mai oh ampa mo so mo de ni correct entu so ye eyire we have some kese but enam say eye busuasem na eye obrempon bi wasem ana maame tu ye fo say ebeya ka mon ka no fie mi enhwe ebeya ka mon tie de nipa bi mo ka no yen ka no fie se mo betimi aka no fie am na to etin ka mon ka no fie ne ebeda ka no fie efra ba ko gina de yi sekan na ba go se gina jan eti ye de ko ka no fie adi se konya entem gina fo one be entem gina fo se Lumba efie ohene wo ho ye na o te kokoso esoso se ne dehie no tieni na e besere nana dia dri dia giso bem na tu bofo no twe afani mienu nyina atenase se eye me dehie ho asem na aba mu afani mienu obi ama ye ntenase ye hwehwe ensemu one and near the one and near the na ye hwe kwa be fa so e de beto na etu nkotwe ne eto abusa panyin ntimi nye sade we because we di kan sabi papa wani mu a we di kan ne fi kakra etino agisi pe a neutral person and we no so ntimi ma lawyer for ne nye ema yen so sound as if say Maame Akusia say wan kwa na akofa lawyer o odo ni so say on so e no response ko sa na busa panyin so de control bi a lawyer it is say ye twa asem ni tan a lawyer for ni na edidi enya Akusia say wa lawyer ko ati say the honorable Collins here kano be be a lawyer for ni na edidi yes ye time na mu wasting etino ka media adesere na mbe tu ye nana opimfo otufo so wadawuma
go share na amaye muso
nana ho de share final sifom eni de otimi ye o nana timi ye bebre ba bia ahemfo ntokwa gidigidi obe settle bibia nana o de share final sifom na kan sana 28 ni be ba no na ka etimi nya asem no fapem say ya tena asem so because say ohini credit ahi fie sema ye mfa nkokọ because emrano masa akwan it is an anatomy in nesima asem within 2 weeks we should resolve this thing before we go to court.
Ebusi afano ntinsem we ana Ola Michael wade abetujo enyume yenso ye de bi abesomo ewo no si akase no eso ye gina so na ye de anigede nsem na ene enyume no si akase no ye de ni aba na ewie yensem no na edoso ye papa na de di mo akotini ebie ne se Dr. Mahmoud Baumia HM says obema mpeni e wo my Ghana ha afibia no wodi constituency meeting ebe hihye so a eno ebeboa amo man no etini etumpo a ye de mu ntwemu ye de ebesomo sa enso so na galamsi a ye boye homode se ye bekon etia no e operation bi e course e wo achamanse no abetodwa se illegal miners ne bi ana omunsa so mu a omu normal no akade no dodo na enso anansa etimi aso mu anwume ye de mu nsem ye de ebesomo ye de dwede nsem enso e ka ho edema eye Professor Ba Watin wode kokobo ene kwama Bank of Ghana so mu hwema yesi di no enjina bibia ejina no eya ade bia beboa am economy no etimi eton empon ye papa ye de mu ntwemu ye de ebesom ye de nigede nsem e ka ho de ma Ola Michael enso eton sade afre eye opim so otumfo say to the second say nkebe ya dadi lumba nsem ya beto Ghana pro so a obi bia etwe ne sese ani abase no wonfa na no ntumbi no nde wogide se otumfo edna no tuma asumye mapa ebetimi epie mu e wasem no emu ebusuafo when nsem ne afoforo pie enwumre ye bo ano ayede beso mu se no si akase for KFM TV ne so aseda PSA en confirma ya bo for KFM Musical Center Dada Tech Hub and a Talent Microfinance wo mu enwumre wo mo so yasne my de boye de ebeso mu enwumre okay kan fa wo team nka no edi ameje so ene Maame Esi Nkrumah ye mamu ina ajo